Hey guys, what's up? It's me. Today we're going to be talking about a new card they revealed for the Limit Over collection for the heroes. If you guys haven't seen, Yusaku got his final new card. We've been waiting on the final new card for the 6 different protagonists for a while now, but it seems like Konami decided to reveal them now. If you guys don't know, for the other reveals, we got them all around the same time for each character, but this time, because we're at the final cards, they're revealing them at a different time, which made a lot of sense to me, and I expected this to happen. Now, it is pretty surprising that they revealed Yusaku's final new card first, because generally they go through chronological order, so the first character to get his final new card revealed would normally be Yugi, but I guess they decided to change things up this time. Now, Yusaku's final new card is honestly pretty crazy. This has to be one of the most broken ritual supports I've ever read. I'm not just talking about for his own Cyberse archetype, I mean in general. This card is crazy broken generic ritual support. This card is so nuts, it's definitely going to break the ritual mechanic because this card can be played in any ritual deck. I'll show you guys a couple examples so you guys know what I mean. The card is called Cyberse Contract Witch, so it's a retrain for his original Cyberse Witch. The card is a link to Dark Cyberse effect monster who has 800 attack. If this card is linked summon or a monster is special summoned to a zone that this card points to, you get to send a spell from your hand or face a field to the grave. If you do so, you get to add a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. The second effect is you get to target a ritual fusion synchro or Xyz monster this card points to. You get to summon a monster from your grave with the same type but a different type card. That means if you target a ritual, you can't summon another ritual from your grave. Like I said, this card is absolutely bonkers. I don't even know why Konami made this card. I know a lot of people will say that this card for cost has to send a spell to the grave, which is gonna be harsh. Let me just tell you that's really easy to do. Getting a spell card in your hand in modern Yu-Gi-Oh is so easy to do. It's definitely a hefty cost, but at the same time it's well justified. So now that we talked about the card really quickly, I'll show you guys a couple of combos. So in the first example, all you need is one Ichichi at Ignister. Now you're gonna normal summon Ichichi and activate this card's effect. If this card is summoned, you get to add any level 4 or lower at Ignister monster from your deck to your hand. We're gonna add backup at Ignister. Now we're gonna take our Ichichi and turn the card into Dark Infant. Now the effect of Dark Infant will activate. If this card is link summoned, you get to add Ignister AI land from your deck to your hand. That's a really strong effect, so we're gonna activate this and add the field spell from our deck to our hand. Now we're gonna activate the effect of backup Agnister. If you control a monster summoned from the extra deck that's Cyberse, you get to summon this card from your hand. Because we control Dark Infant and this card was summoned from the extra deck, we can summon this card. Now backup also has another effect when the card is summoned. You get to add a Dark Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand and then discard a card. That's a really strong extender effect, but we're not gonna activate this effect here. Now we're gonna take our backup and our Dark Infant to link summon into the new Cyberse Contract Witch. We can summon this card because backup and Dark Infant are both Cyberse monsters. Now we're gonna activate the effect of our Contract Witch. Because we link summon this card, we get to send our field spell from our hand to the grave, and now we get to add any ritual monster we want. So now you could add a card like Cyber's Code Magician. That's probably the card that a lot of people would expect. The main reason why is because that's another overframe for Yusaku, but we're gonna add a different card. We're gonna add everyone's favorite card, Mitsurugi Habakiri. I don't know what's up with Konami and their obsession over Mitsurugi Habakiri. No matter what, they just keep giving us a new Habakiri search for every set. I'm not even joking, guys. In Burst Protocol, it's GMX. In Blazing Dominion, it's Red Dragon Archfiend. In Chaos Origins, it's a new Yugi archetype, and now in the Limit Over collection, it's a Contract Witch. I honestly don't get why they like this card so much. Habakiri has to be their favorite card at this point. There's really no other explanation why they keep giving us so many ways to search this card. So if you want in Cyberse, you can do full Mitsurugi combo. That's honestly really concerning because any Cyberse archetype in the game can do this. Another example is Mathmech. We're gonna activate the effect of Circular in our hand and send Sigma from our deck to the grave. Now we get to summon Circular from our hand, and now we're gonna activate the effect of Sigma in our grave. Now Sigma's gonna summon itself from the grave, and now you can activate the effect of Circular. Now you get to add any Mathmech spell or trap from your deck to your hand. We're gonna add Equation here, but it really doesn't matter. If by chance for some reason you're running the equip spell, you could also add that card. Once again, we're gonna link summon into Contract Witch and activate this card's effect. Now you're gonna send the Equation to the grave to add Mitsurugi Habakiri. Now also because I know a lot of people are gonna wonder, yes, Malice can also do this combo. Red Ransom is still legal in the TCG, so you can just search for the field spell, activate the field spell, and send it to the grave later. So don't worry, I know a lot of people were really sad when Habakiri went to 1 on the latest TCG ban list. You guys don't have to be sad anymore, Konami will keep giving you more searchers for the card. There's also another really cool archetype you can bridge into. This archetype has a ritual monster from Blazing Dominion. What I've done here is I recreated my old board, so you guys are gonna see I'm gonna search a different card other than Habakiri. This is the point where I link summon into my Contract Witch, so I'm gonna activate this card's effect. I'm gonna send my field spell from my hand to the grave to add Clan Flare from my deck to my hand. Flare is really good because this card is a Rhoda for the archetype. You get to reveal this card in your hand, and now you get to add any Clan card from your deck to your hand. We're gonna activate this effect here and get a search for Rehearsal. Now you have to discard a card after, but that's okay because you're just gonna discard your Flare. So now we're gonna activate Rehearsal, and you have to tribute a monster on your field or in your hand. We're gonna tribute our Contract Witch here because we don't need the card anymore. So now here you have to add both one of Bianca Vaso and any Clan spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna add Bianca Vaso from our deck to our hand and Malabarism. Now just keep in mind you actually cannot normal summon Bianca Vaso here. The reason why is because I already used my normal summon, but if you put Sorey into your grave, you can get another normal summon. You can also just use another engine that doesn't take up your normal summon. So this is pretty funny stuff, and some of it's pretty cool, but I'll show you guys the best one. I was saving the best for last, and this archetype for sure got the biggest boost here. I'm going to show you guys a really awesome one card Nekroz combo. For this combo, you only need one card in your hand, which is going to be Advance. This combo can also be done if you open with Bryonak in your hand, and I'll explain how it changes later. We're going to start this combo off by normal summoning Advance. Now we're going to activate this card's effect. When this card is normal summoned, you get to summon a Nekroz monster from your deck. Now you can summon another copy of Advance, but that's okay. We're going to summon Amelia instead. Now Amelia is really good because when this card is normal or special summon, it's basically a Nekroz rotor card. You get to add a Nekroz ritual monster or a Nekroz ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Now another thing you can do is if you have a warrior Nekroz monster on your field or in your grave, you can also special summon this card from your hand. Now we're going to activate the effect of Amelia and add a Nekroz spell card from our deck to our hand. We're going to add Divine Mirror here. Now it's really important that the spell card you add has to be Divine Mirror. If you add another card like Kaleidoscope or Mirror, this combo will not work. The spell card that you add has to be Divine Mirror. Now what a lot of people used to do here before is make Bahamut Shark and then they summon Totally Awesome. The reason why you could do this before is because both monsters on your field were water monsters. Now you can't do this anymore in the TCG because Bahamut Shark is banned, but you can do this in the OCG. You'd be able to make Bahamut Shark and then summon Totally Awesome. That would help you keep you safe against cards like Nibiru, which is really good. So you can't do this anymore, but you can do another thing that's really strong. You can use both monsters to summon the new Cyber Switch. So this is perfect for us. We get to summon the new Link monster, and now because we have a spell card in our hand, we get to activate the effect. You're going to send your Divine Mirror from your hand to the grave, and now you get to search any Nekroz ritual monster. We're going to add Bryonak from our deck to our hand. Now it's really important that the ritual monster you add to your hand is Bryonak. The reason why Bryonak is the best monster to add is because this card is a rotor for any Nekroz monster. This means that if you add Bryonak here, you can add any Nekroz monster you want. You have other main deck monsters like Shuret, Dance Princess, and Great Sorcerer. That means when you add this card to your hand, you can add any monster. Now like I said before, at the start of this combo, there is a slight caveat if you started with Nekroz or Bryonak. If you had to start with Bryonak to add Advance from your deck to your hand, that means you can't add Bryonak here. The reason why is because Bryonak's effect to add a card from your deck to your hand is a hard one per turn. That means if you activate this effect already, you can't activate the effect again. That means if you want to add a card like Unicorn, Colossalus, Valkyrus, Trishula, or Reed Bear, you have to add them directly. That's kind of a big issue because like I said, then you won't be able to search for Shuret. So basically, if you start with Advance, it's really good, but if you start with Bryonak, it's still good but slightly worse. We're going to activate the effect of Bryonak and discard this card to add Unicorn from our deck to our hand. Now this is assuming you want to ritual summon a different monster. Now you're going to activate the grave effect of your Divine Mirror, and this is why it's so important that you send Divine Mirror from your hand to the grave. If you guys aren't aware, all the Nekroz spell cards in the grave have an effect where you get to banish a Nekroz monster from the grave and this card. They will let you add a Nekroz spell card from your deck to your hand. However, a really important thing about Mirror and Kaleidoscope is that in order to activate those effects, you cannot control a monster. This means if you sent either of those two cards to the grave, you would not be able to use them. The reason why is because we're stuck with the Link monster on our field. The reason why that's really annoying because it's so hard to get rid of the Link monster once it's on the field. A card like Nekroz of a Reed Bear can only tribute Nekroz monsters. A card like Valkyrus can tribute any monster to draw cards, but that monster has to be on the field to activate that effect. The effect of a Reed Bear activates in the hand. This is why it's so important that we added Divine Mirror and then we sent the card to the grave. Divine Mirror is the only Nekroz spell card that has an effect in the grave that doesn't care if you have a monster on the field. This is why the card has to be Divine Mirror. If you tried to add Kaleidoscope or Mirror from your deck to your hand and you sent it to the grave, it wouldn't work. So we're going to use the effect of Divine Mirror in our grave and banish this card along with Amelia to add Kaleidoscope from our deck to our hand. Now depending on the rest of the cards in your hand, you can also add Mirror. It's really hard to tell you exactly what to do because Nekroz is a very specific deck in their playlines. However, in this scenario, we're going to add Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope is really cool because in order to ritual summon, we can send monsters from our extra deck to the grave. So to summon Unicorn, I can send any level 4 monster from my extra deck to the grave, so I'm going to do that. Now the really sad thing is that Herald of Arclight is banned in the TCG. Well, it's not actually a bad thing, it's a good thing, but in terms of Nekroz, it's a bad thing. The reason why is because when Herald of Arclight is sent to the grave, it will let you add any ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Pretty much what would happen is that you can use Kaleidoscope as an extender to add another Nekroz monster from your deck to your hand. You can't do that anymore because Arclight is banned in the TCG. It's still fine though, you get to summon Unicorn, and Unicorn is really strong. That card is a really powerful floodgate. Now I sent a random level 4 fusion monster from my extra deck to the grave, however you can send Natis if you want. This is really good because the Natis effect will activate and you can destroy your own Link monster. The reason why is because we don't need Contract Witch on our field anymore. The only effect that mattered was the one to add a ritual monster from our deck to our hand. We don't really care that much about the extender. This is also really good because like I said, it frees up our monster zones. Now if you can't get access to Valkyrus, it doesn't matter, the card will not clog up your monster zone. Now if you don't want to summon Unicorn here, you can also summon Bryonak. Instead of using the effect of Bryonak to discard this card and add Unicorn, you just keep this card in your hand. Now you can activate Kaleidoscope and you can summon this card. You can summon the Fossil Warrior monster, which is pretty good. The reason why is because when that card is in the grave, you get to banish it to pop a card, but you can also save it for later. A card like Natis has to activate immediately, but you can save the Fossil Warrior card, which is pretty nice. Now Bryonak also has another really good effect. You get to target 2 face-up monsters on the field that were summoned from the extra deck and shuffle them into the deck. This is really great because it gets rid of the card, and also we can summon this card again next turn, so you only have to play one. Now something really important that you have to keep in mind is that you can summon Unicorn and Bryonak off the effect of Kaleidoscope. Some of the other Nekroz rituals are really hard to summon because they cannot use a monster with the same level as them. If you try to summon Valkyrus, you can't use a level 8. If you try to summon Trishula, you can't use a level 9, and if you try try to summon a Reed Bear, you can't use a level 10. So this new Cyberse contract which feels like the perfect card for Nekroz. Obviously this card was made for Yusaku, but it really does feel like Konami made this card for Nekroz. Nekroz for sure is like the #1 archetype I would play this card in. So as I said, this card is really broken. This is probably one of the greatest ritual support cards ever made. Pretty much any ritual deck can play this card as well. You can also run this card in Dark Magician because they have Illusion of Chaos. Illusion of Chaos is really good because that card can search Magician's Soul or even Magician's Rod. Now there are definitely more combos you can do with this card, but I'll leave it to you guys to discover that on your own. However, I'm really tired right now and I do have some stuff I have to do. I'm pretty busy right now, so I'll leave it to you guys to discover it yourself. I also might make a follow-up video on this card later because this card is really strong, but I'm gonna start wrapping up this video right now. Like I said, I'm really tired. I originally wasn't gonna record this video right now, I was just gonna record it later. However, the problem is, like I said, I'm pretty busy, so if I didn't make this video right now, you guys would not see this video until like tomorrow. I'd rather show you guys this video really early just because I'm pretty excited about these new cards. I know a lot of you guys are really excited about the new cards right now too, so I figured I might as well record right now. I decided just to suffer through it. That's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys for the next video.